Buckle up, everybody, because we're about to go over all of the C-dramas I've watched in a tier list ranking. A lot of you have been asking about the Chinese dramas I've watched and what I think of them. So today I thought it'd be fun to rank all the Chinese dramas I've seen over the years using my favorite form of ranking, which is the tier list, and share my thoughts along the way. Now, I have to admit that when I first started watching C-dramas and comparing them to K-dramas, which will always be my first love in the Asian drama category, I thought C-dramas were extra PG, extra low budget, kind of immature in their plots and storylines. I did like their fantasy historical stuff, but they're always just too long. All the Chinese dramas are like 30 episodes or longer, and I'm like, what is the appeal? But over the years, I have come across some C-dramas that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and even a few that surprised me. And there are still a couple out there that I watched that everyone told me I would love, and I'm like, why did you waste my time? But that's what makes this fun, right? I'm excited to chat about them with you guys today, and here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna spin my random wheel that I've made, because I love a good random wheel of all 35 Chinese dramas that I have watched. And whatever comes up will be the one I rank. I am going to allow myself to change my opinion mid-rank. So if, say, I hit one and I think, oh, I'd probably put it here, but as I think about it further within recording, I want to change it, I'm allowed to change it, okay? Because I am a Libra. It's hard for me to make any sort of decisions. So, and also I just don't want people to come for me, because some of these dramas were super popular. They're like the loves of some people's lives, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But these are just my opinions, and I would love to know your favorite Chinese dramas in the comments below. And with that, let's get into talking about these dramas. Also, I apologize in advance because I just have a really weird feeling that I'm going to say K-drama instead of C-drama, but we'll see. Just so we have some stats in mind and understand, I have a total of 35 Chinese dramas that I have watched over the years. The first one, coming from 2016, definitely didn't set me on the right path to enjoy C-dramas. And so I just would kind of dabble in it. You know, I watched one more in 17, another in 18. 2019, I guess I found some really good ones. I started to kind of ramp up and enjoy them a little more. 2020, I was obsessed with K-dramas at that time. That was mid-pandemic. I was starting my K-drama YouTube channel. And then 2021, I watched about 4 C-dramas. 2022 was the year of Chinese dramas for me. I watched a total of 10 of them that year. 2023, I only watched 6. And then in 2024, that was the year, that was last year, where I wanted to watch more K-dramas. That was my 2024 goal. And I would say not as high as 2022, but I definitely did watch a good amount of Chinese dramas along with other Asian dramas and just other international TV and film, because that was my goal. So I kind of feel like that makes me more of a newcomer to Chinese dramas. Like I mentioned, I didn't have the best start. I didn't know what to watch first. But then when I discovered the fantasy historical Chinese dramas, that was another level, both in their cheesiness, but also in their fantasy world. I am a person that if it is fantasy, sci-fi, I'm probably gonna watch it. Unless it's like super gory and scary, just because I want to be as far from reality as possible when I'm watching TV shows. So once I discovered those, I started to get a little more intrigued by Chinese dramas. But let's go ahead and rank all 35. Oh my gosh. I hope I remember some of these. I am going to be referencing my drama list a lot because it's been so long. I mean, again, 2016. Okay, this is off to a great start. So this was Fireworks of My Heart. So I ranked it a 7/10. Fireworks of My Heart. It was a 40 episode drama, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday airing. So I guess it aired daily. I watched it on Viki. It's a action, romance, medical Chinese drama. It had Yang Yang and Wang Chu-ran, which Yang Yang I became a slow fan of. In the chat told me that he was in Who Rules the World, and so I went and watched that. Oh yeah, he was also in You Are My Glory, which I also watched, so I am a fan of his. I feel like the description on my drama list is not fully accurate because I don't remember them knowing each other. Oh wait, yes they did. Okay, I'm remembering now. So the thing about Chinese dramas, this was 40 episodes, and I frankly barely remember a good chunk of it, but I will say that it was a pretty epic and action-packed Chinese drama, though also at the same time kind of slow going. The female character, Wang Chu-ran, her backstory and like her family, their versions of romance, it is very PG. I felt like this was a good drama. I liked it, but like, where would I tier it? When did I watch this too? Oh, this came out in 2023. It was 45 minutes long, so thankfully not like hour-long episodes and 40 of them, but so much is covered in 40 episodes of Chinese dramas, and some of them are just such fluff. But I guess this was supposed to be like a second chance romance. Oh yeah, they had gotten together when they were younger. I think she had a crush on him in high school, and then they met again where he's working as a firefighter and she's a doctor. And so there's a lot of fires that this firefighter stops in the drama, and she gets involved. And she gets involved because she's a doctor. Like, there's this terrible earthquake that happens, which that was frankly devastating, because I know that, you know, China and Japan, I don't know too much about Korea, but I know those two, they really suffer from earthquakes a lot. So that was interesting to watch, because that is I wouldn't say everyday occurrence, but that occurs way more in China than me as an American knew about, and devastating. Not too bloody though, because again, they like to keep it PG, but it's also very upright. This guy, he's still kind of like a maverick in the firefighting force, but it's like he's not really a maverick. I will say that I think the romance was there between Yang Yang and Wang Chu-ran's character, but there was just something about Wang Chu-ran's character that annoyed me. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of hers. Yang Yang could do no wrong in my eyes. I thought his character was very upstanding. He was a green flag left and right. He really cared for his team members on the firefighting force, or whatever you want to call them. And, you know, it's just like they got together during these like stressful circumstances, which is very romantic. And then when they got together, that was also romantic. There was like a disapproving mother, like controlling parent kind of situation, which that was what I found stupid. I'm just like, you're a grown-ass adult. You need to just get over your mother and her issues and just be with your man, which they eventually did. I can't remember if the mother actually accepted them or not. I don't know. But in the grand scheme of, if I were gonna like tier it, where would I put it? Because, oh, and I guess I should talk about my tier list. I guess we'll do that now. So I have it set to like a 1 to 10, but they're not, you know, not 1 to 10. Top being gold standard of Chinese dramas. I consider a few of them gold standard in my eyes. Chef's Kiss. In my mind, Chef's Kiss, there are lots of kisses. The romance is heavy. And also comedy, or like writing, storyline, like it's Chef's Kiss, you know. Low-key iconic. Low-key iconic for me is, I think fondly on it, but it's one that I definitely would recommend to others if they're looking for like a certain type of genre, or this is like an iconic Chinese drama, the type that you want to watch. So that's where the low-key, that's where they would be ranked. And then we just have Cute, where it was cute. I have some bad things to say and some good things to say, but it's definitely one that, you know, I didn't feel like I was gonna die watching it, or gosh, I wish I had my time back. And that it was cute, you know, cute drama. Good, same kind of concept, it just not cute tier, you know? So it's still a good drama. It didn't feel too long. It didn't drag. Music was fun, character, chemistry, all that stuff. Same with Decent. It's fine, kind of slow. I probably have a few of those. Painful to watch, and then not for me. I don't know why I put that on there, but it's there. I don't think any of them I watched and was like, this was definitely not for me. Actually, one will be there. I'm kidding. I know the one I'm thinking of. Okay. And I believe that a good chunk of these were recommended to me by the chat on my Twitch channel and through my Instagram when I have talked about Chinese dramas in the past. So thank you so much for giving me suggestions. If you have any more, let me know in the comments below. I know there's one currently out called Blossom. That looks really intriguing. I definitely want to watch it, but I got some K-dramas to get through first. But yeah, so Fireworks of My Heart, right? Yeah, Fireworks of My Heart. Where would I put this? Because like I said, it was 40 episodes, and frankly, I don't think it really needed to be 40 episodes. But I did like Yang Yang. I think the romance was good. Also, he had a weird amount of self-doubt, if I remember his like character flaws. And I felt like that was kind of annoying. Like some of the drama that occurred, just like, why? Why are we worried about this? So I think I will actually put, for now, Fireworks of My Heart as decent. I also need to really preface again that I am not the biggest fan of C-dramas. Like, again, there have been a few good ones, but there's really been more, I watched it kind of dramas. I know that there are a lot of you that really like C-dramas, and I'm trying to appreciate them more. And actually let me know like your favorite thing about C-dramas in the comments as well. I want to know. But we're spinning the spinner. We're picking the next one we're gonna gab about. Oh my god, Unchained Love. Okay, Unchained Love, I really liked. I think that's obvious. But where would I rank it? That's the question. So let's talk about Unchained Love and help me delay some time while I come up with it. Where is it? Unchained Love. This had Dylan Wong and Chen Yu-ki, which Dylan Wong I am a low-key fan of. I've watched Dylan Wong in 3 Chinese dramas. I've watched him in one in 2018, 2021, and 2022. He's adorable. I really like his characters. He's been in like high fantasy Chinese dramas like Love Between Fairy and Devil, Miss Dragon, which I think Miss Dragon was the first one I saw him in. And I actually saw clips of it on TikTok, which is then but this was a historical comedy romance with a smart female lead, and I guess it was based off of a web series, but I never watched it. The comedy just ensued, okay? I have to say I did not know Chen Yu-ki very well, but I thought that she was really fantastic in her role. And Dylan Wong was playing a eunuch who wasn't a eunuch, okay? He was taking substances to make him appear as if he were, but he also was like low-key a spy. And I totally forgot that. I'm reading the description, but the start of this one, if I remember. So if I remember this correctly, yeah, she was being forced to marry and the emperor died and she was supposed to join him. Like basically all of his concubines had to go and be murdered. And I think she was able to talk herself out of it, and he caught that or saw that. And then, but yeah, somehow I can't remember if he saves her or if she gets out of it. Okay. She survives the trials and starts to become his pawn. And yeah, just a lot of political intrigue. There's a crazy, I don't know if she's the empress, but there's a real crazy empress. There's a prince or emperor. I think he becomes emperor because the former emperor gets murdered by the empress or this evil woman. And he's investigating it all. Yeah, Jing Li, she plays the crazy empress. She always plays like the crazy mother, the crazy empress. She does a good job there. And then he played the emperor, I believe. They don't give like their titles. But it was very funny. I guess like overall people rated it like a 7.9 For the romance, yes, it was there, but again, it's a Chinese drama. So, oh yeah. Yeah, and this was 36 episodes. It was 45 minutes long. I think if I remember oh yeah, he like wanted her for some reason. Oh yeah. So, Unchained Love, definitely the first time I had seen the female lead, and I thought she was super cute, super quirky. Right now I'm watching the anime Apothecary Diaries, and Unchained Love kind of is giving me those vibes, especially because he's supposed to be playing a eunuch, which she doesn't know for the longest of times. And then of course his true identity is revealed, and he has a very tragic, traumatic, dark backstory, and he, his whole life has been about revenge, and she's like, I'll be your pawn, and he slowly falls in love with her, and she finds him very admirable, I think is the word I'm looking for. But very good C-drama. Could it be better than good? I don't know if it would be cute. I might actually put it as low-key iconic. It does give a good sense of what a good watchable Chinese drama is like. So let me just find it, because of course these little boxes, there it is. Yeah, low-key iconic. I will say that I believe my biggest complaint for that one was probably the prince, this Peter Ho guy. His character, super annoying, super weird, because the whole, he has like this crush on her. So she's sort of in the guise of like possibly gonna get with Peter Ho's, I think he's an emperor or prince character who Dylan Wong's character works for. And I don't know, he was weird. He was weird. I just didn't like his character. I mean, Jing Li, she played crazy so well. She always plays a good villainous character. She's a very good Chinese actor, in my opinion. And Dylan Wong and Chen Yuki, I thought they were a fun dynamic duo. She did feel like a smart character. She was able to figure things out. And I think the funny pieces were when he was secretly looking for something and she also was on the same path, but like kind of starting from another place of like the connection, and then they would meet up and like, oh, so this is happening, and they'd share their information, and she kind of knows that he can be an ally, which is why she wants to work with him in the whole story, if I remember correctly. But low-key iconic, Unchained Love. What will the wheel choose next for me? Warm on a cold night. I think this is one where I thought the guy was going to turn into a werewolf, which he is, because this one is like a fantasy historical drama, if I remember. Yeah, historical mystery romance fantasy. Yeah, it does say shapeshifter male lead. I just can't remember him turning into the said wolf shapeshifter. Oh yeah, and the whole thing is like she is constantly cold and he's really warm. And so she like is needing his, I don't know, aura essence. Oh yeah, she's from the inspection bureau. I forgot she's a cop and everything. Yeah, she's kind of weak. I forgot how funny it is. So this was a 36 episode C-drama, 45 minutes long. I watched it on Viki. It had Li Yi Tong, Bi Win Jun, which I don't think I'd seen them in anything else before this drama. Yeah, they were both new actors. I just rewatched the trailer, and I will say there are a lot of scenes in the trailer that I do not remember, but a good chunk of them I do, at the start and at the end. So this was definitely one that there were portions of the middle that I lost interest in, but I made it through this Chinese drama. I really don't remember him shape-shifting into anything though. Like, I'm trying to remember if there were scenes where he did that, because the whole thing is like she's weak in spirit, or there's some sort of situation where when they're holding hands, he's keeping her warm and also helping, I guess, give her some mana or some power, because she's, there's things going on. But she's a detective. She's in the police, and I love her little uniform. I think her character was super cute. Very well acted. The action fantasy was interesting. I think I would maybe call this if I were like in the tier ranking, because I don't know, what did other people rank this? So most people gave this like an 8 out of 10. I don't necessarily know if I would, because I don't remember a lot of it, which that means I just sort of powered through it. This is tough. I think for me, I'm gonna put Warm on a Cold Night as in It's Fine Chinese drama. Because again, I don't remember a lot of the scenes. I remember like the start of it and the mystery that unfolded there. But yeah, when there's 36 episodes, there's a few that's just like, they just feel like filler episodes. And I'm thinking that that's what happened with a lot of that Chinese drama, was there were a lot of filler pieces that I was like, I don't need to retain this information. And so I was, busy. I was multitasking most likely. So I'm gonna put Warm on a Cold Night as It's Fine, because that's what it was for me. Yeah, and I also remember being very confused and having to rewatch episodes, which I still didn't retain anything. So we're gonna put Warm on a Cold Night as It's Fine, in my opinion. Please don't come after me, guys. The Legend of Whitesnake. Man, that one felt like it took forever, but in a grand and sweeping way. And I'm pretty sure the ending made me cry. And this is not the first Legend of Whitesnake. I know that this story is used a lot in Chinese movies, Chinese dramas. So I was familiar with it. And this was in 2019, which I watched 3 dramas that year. So most people gave it a 7.5. I actually rated it an 8/10 when I watched it. And definitely up my alley. Romance, wuxia, fantasy, Yuming Long and Ju Jingyi. I barely recognize her in this because she just is pure and innocent and beautiful in this C-drama. That's not them. That's not them. Moving on. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about her. She's like the sidekick. She's like a little snake. Because she's our main lady is also a snake, but she is like a little lizard snake. This one I like remember a lot of the characters in the storyline, and it was pretty sweeping. I loved him because he kind of was a weak little man, but he loved our female lead so much, and his devotion to her and her devotion to him and the drama that happened in the village. I just feel like they could just not be happy. Whenever they were about to have a happy moment, some shit would occur. And I'm like, just let them live in their bliss. Okay, this is not fair. And there was a lot. Yeah, like this was another 36 episode, 45 minutes long. I watched it on Viki, but I really enjoyed it. I think this was one of the ones I look fondly back on, including its ending, which that's really sad too. But for a Chinese drama, I kind of like the sad endings. I think they're a little more poignant. They leave a more lasting effect on me. I'll put it that way. But would I put this as like a gold standard or a chef's kiss? Because that's where I'm like seeing it, or even low-key iconic. Perhaps low-key iconic. No, I think I'm gonna put that one as a chef's kiss of a Chinese drama. I very much enjoy it, but I think my only other thought through this whole thing, because this like spans years, and Home Guy is supposed to be aging, but like he's just a human guy. He's always getting sick. Shit's always happening to him. He's like also supposed to like marry this other woman. He has like another engagement that he like calls off for this woman for Ju Jingyi, if I remember correctly. It was something to do with another relationship that she, gets stopped because he doesn't love her. Anyway, it's an interesting one. He's always sick, but he's so supportive. He loves his wife and his romantic devotion to her. I really enjoyed it. So chef's kiss for sure. Okay, Eternal Love, another one. That's another high fantasy. That was in 2017. That was a 58 episode drama. And boy, did I feel it. I don't remember a lot of Eternal Love because it was a long time, but it was my introduction to Yang Mi, who I definitely watched other Chinese dramas with her in it because I was a fan of hers. I really liked her character. in Eternal Love. And also this was, again, a romance, but it was a wuxia drama, wuxia genre drama, and then also a fantasy. And she plays the nine-tailed fox, Baekwin. I love nine-tailed fox lore and characters, and I really remember liking her. It was very pretty. Don't ask me everything that happened though, because so much happened, but also so little. In fact, I'm about to watch the trailer. Oh, but yeah, the scenes, the landscapes, the fantasy realm, the characters, very interesting. I think this was maybe the first of this type of Chinese drama, but I think she gets reincarnated into a human form and then remembers or comes back into, goes back up into heaven or wherever. But she falls in love with him, I think, while she's in her mortal form and can't remember her past life as a god. Like, that's what's happening here, if I remember. Oh yeah, and then she jumps to go back to Earth. Okay. Yeah, I think this was one where she gets amnesia. It's like an amnesia situation, but like a fantasy amnesia. But yeah, the costume design, the characters, definitely my introduction into this type of Chinese drama and where I started to enjoy them. This was rated an 8. I gave it a 7 out of 10, which I still agree because, again, this was 58 episodes. I don't know how I made it through it, but I did. And I think for that, I'm just going to call it kind of slow. But it was a good start to my Chinese drama journey because that was not the first drama I watched, but it was one that made me think, oh, there's some good ones out there. There's some interesting ones out there. Maybe not so long though. Sorry, I was totally staring at that. Like, do I still feel that it's kind of slow? Because that's also putting it kind of low in my tier. But frankly, it is a much older one. And compared to ones that I've watched now, like, I'm fine with it. I hope I'm not upsetting anybody right now. Don't come at me, okay? This is supposed to be fun. Okay, so this was a recent one that I watched and have talked to several others who attempted to watch it and dropped it in the chat. But this is Smile Code. I watched it because I am very familiar with both of the lead actors, Shin Yu and Lin Yi. I also like that they have Shin Yi first because I definitely have watched her in way more dramas. What was like my full drama count for her? I have watched 4 dramas that she's been in exclusively because she's been in it. And then Lin Yi, I am a new fan, except for maybe his character in Smile Code. I think that it was fine. It's just that character was hard to play, okay? I would say this was a modern Chinese drama. And it took me a while to actually get into this type of Chinese drama. Like, I first was just only all about the high fantasy historical Chinese dramas. Like anything with a period piece costume and nine-tailed foxes, I was there for those. And then I slowly started to get into the more life youth Chinese dramas because why not? Like I'd never watched them, but they always looked really dorky and kind of cringe, which a decent amount of them have been, just with the mindset. And it's sort of like a Lifetime movie. It's almost, or like a Christian network television show if it was like faith-based. But I know that just very PG, like we could maybe insinuate that they're sleeping together, but really they're just making out and sleeping in separate rooms, but they're living together, but they're not living in sin. Nothing's happening until they get married. Let me just say that Shin Yu's character was a mess. She played this part-time comedian, talk show actress, and full-time she worked for like a media or marketing agency, writing copy, doing kind of this and that. And he plays Lin Yi, who has this condition called I can't pronounce it, called alexithymia, also known as emotional blindness. And she just sees that he's attractive, because that's like the worst part, is he's very attractive looking, but like has no emotions. Like he doesn't feel them the same way that we do. And so it's hard for him to emotionally relate. I would say he's a bit on the spectrum, but they don't necessarily say that. And she just immediately is like into him. And of course he comes to one of her shows as sort of therapy and just does not laugh at any of her jokes. And she's like, fuck, I totally bombed in front of this guy. And it's just anytime that they have a moment at the start of this one, shit just goes down. Like he knocks one of her teeth out, and she still stays with him. I will say, though, that this one did make me cry. C-dramas very rarely make me cry, but this one definitely did when it involved Shin Yu's mother and Lin Yi. The woman that played the mother in this, which she has actually a pretty tragic ending. I'm not going to go into it. I think it's this woman, Xiaoha Yan. She kind of bonds with Lin Yi because in his tragic backstory, he doesn't really have a mother. He lost his at a young age, which is kind of what started his emotional blindness and where his trauma comes from. The thing that I did enjoy about the drama, though, is the discussion of trauma and mental health and that sort of subject matter. I thought that was an interesting topic that I haven't really seen a Chinese drama harp on. So it kind of was like a nice little lesson learned, like we're learning about something, but in a very Lifetime PG format. But I will say the romance that did occur between Shin Yu and Lin Yi was pretty good. And this was only 34 episodes. I think that the pacing was actually decent, but Lin Yi's character really made me cringe a little bit. He didn't mean to, I'm sure. It's not entirely his fault because he was having to play an emotionless character. And that's difficult to play, especially in like these emotional moments where this girl is crying left and right. Like, girl, I hope that she was staying hydrated because so many tears came out of her eyes. And I frankly had second lead syndrome from this one too, because she had a coworker, this Yi Zhao Wei character, or was it Zhao? No. Oh man. Like some of these supporting role characters were just complete garbage characters. I think it was him though. No, he was the one that did the nightclub though. Hold on. I'm mixing up actors. Well, whoever played her office mate, that he was blatantly the second kind of love triangle role. I really actually wanted her to get with him. He was really a great match. Better than Lin Yi. I kind of was in a place of, why is she with this guy when she could be with him? He's totally normal. But that was the whole message, and I just didn't get it. But at the end of it, though, I did. And I think after discussing it with you all, I'm going to put this as a cute Chinese drama. Not the best, but it was cute. If you can get over the start, because when he's able to start showing the emotions, he also gets very funny. And I'd seen him in something else, so he's like a really good actor. But I will say, like, that was a tough role from him. I don't know if he was fully ready for it, but I think he did the best that he could. And Shin Yu, she just has chemistry with a male actor that she works with. I don't think I've ever watched her in a C-drama that's a romance that she just has not had such good chemistry with the male lead. And same with this. I think that she really did hold her own and actually was holding him up too, because she really did have to do a lot of the heavy emotional acting for a good chunk of this whole show. Some of the things that she cried about, though, I was like, girl, you are a mess. You need to get it together. But this was a youth life drama. And I think this is also where I come from, that whole immature feeling that C-dramas give me. The Chinese television industry is very different from the other film industries and what they're allowed to say and how they're allowed to portray things. It's like they're a little limited, but I think with their limitations, they still come out with cute stuff, and Smile Code is one of them. I May Love You. So this one was a bit of a surprise. I didn't know what to expect. I kind of just went into it because I liked the poster. And I think I also saw a clip on TikTok where the main lead was like being really weird with a cat. We'll get into it. But this had Miles Wei as the main role and Hyung Ri Ying, which she has a different look in my opinion. I couldn't tell how old she was. She had both beautiful and cute features. I think it was also she was very dainty in her size. But I could almost see why Miles Wei's character treated her. But this was definitely one that I was unsure of and didn't know what to expect. So most people gave this like an 8 or a 7.9 rating. This was 24 episodes, so a little shorter, 15 minutes long though. And this was a comedy romance drama involving a CEO and a coworker who basically has had a crush on him for years. Finally musters up the courage to confess to him, and he's like, I'm not into you. And so she kind of loses her shit a little bit. She kind of crashes out, and if I remember correctly, kisses him out of nowhere. Now this guy is just kind of emotionally stunted, like most Chinese men, it seems, in these C-drama situations. And he ends up realizing that he likes her. He's kind of fucked up. She still works for the company though, but she takes some time off, and then he comes and gets her, if I remember correctly, or something happens where she has to come back in. But either way, he rejects her, and so she's like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna move on, like he doesn't deserve me. And he has to kind of come back and like get back in her good graces. So I did like that kind of groveling aspect of his character, because I really didn't know what to expect from him. I don't think I had seen him in another drama before this, and I don't think I've watched him in anything else. Oh, Count Your Lucky Stars. I don't remember him in it. He was a supporting role apparently. Maybe when we talk about that, I'll flash back on it. So this one I watched on Viki as well, and I don't even remember how this really ends. I know they get together in the end. I don't remember if they get married, and I don't fully remember the drama that ensues. But I think that where was I gonna put this? I think I may put this in either the good or the cute tier. Ugh, I definitely felt for her character. I would have just never have confessed. Like that was her big thing. She should not have confessed. Because she also kind of knew that he would reject her. She did it anyway. Also, I think the immaturity lied in like her sexy outfit, because she goes dressed to the nines. I think she was wearing like a red dress. And yeah, but the kissing him though, he really took that by surprise. He was like, oh, like he was practically a virgin. I'm gonna put it as good, because frankly, if I were like gonna think about the chemistry, the chemistry in Smile Code was better. I don't think it was as well acted if I were like gonna compare it to Smile Code, because it was in like that range for me, you know? On to the next one. Are You the One? Okay. Are You the One is a recent one that I watched, and a very interesting Chinese drama. Well acted. The female lead was fantastic. The male lead was low-key hilarious the entire time, even though the topic and storyline was absolutely insane and so manipulative in regards to what he does to our female lead. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. That was normally what it was rated. I agree with it. So the main lead was Zhang Wan Yi, and the female lead was Wang Chu-ran. So this was another C-drama that I saw her in. And she was also in Fireworks of My Heart. So I frankly did not know that until just now. Like I did not connect that when we were talking about Fireworks of My Heart. Did not see this. I liked her in Are You the One way better than her character in Fireworks of My Heart. It was very soapy in the fact that our female lead has amnesia, and our guy is, I believe he was supposed to be a prince, but under the guise of some other lord character. He knows that she's connected to some group organization that he is trying to uncover, and doesn't know if they left her for dead or what, but he got a hold of her and she doesn't remember anything. So he tells her that he's her wife and makes up this whole backstory, puts them in this whole town where they just like keep an eye on her and like wait it out. He's like using her and she doesn't know it. She slowly does get her memories back, but doesn't let him know that. And it's 40 episodes. This one was on Viki. It was a historical romance drama. The romance was there, but it was just so funny because at the start, I'm like, yeah, I would not want to be with him either. He just lied to me and I thought I was in love with him. So like the story was pretty crazy bananas. He was hilarious in his other character. So when he's pretending to be her husband and living in this other town, like just, he's a professional Go player, okay? Like that is his job that she thinks he has, and she supports him basically. She was like the sugar mama and like sells porcelain or, porcelain? Yeah. Or like is gonna open up a port. Like she runs a business to take care of her husband. And then like she starts getting her memories back and we start unfolding that. And that was very crazy, and her backstory and connections. And I got a little lost. Again, this was like 40 episodes. So there are a few pieces that I really don't remember because I walked away while it was happening. I did have to rewatch a few episodes. Oh yeah, Shang Ho-san was in this. I thought he was good too. But yeah, definitely an interesting amnesia-based Chinese drama. I laughed a decent amount through this one. The characters were very different. I think I'm gonna put this as low-key iconic for me. Are You the One? Okay, what shall it be? Miss the Dragon! I literally only watched this because I heard there was a dragon and it did not disappoint. So this came out in 2021. This was a 36 episode romance wuxia fantasy Chinese drama. Had Dylan Wang in it and Zhu Zuzan. I thought she was super cute. I liked her in this. I think that overall, like, it had its fantasy action moments. Okay, there were oh yeah, she was in Love Game and Eastern Fantasy too. I watched that recently. So yeah, I've watched, oh yeah, and she was in Eternal Love and was a supporting role. I do remember her from that. She was annoying in Eternal Love, if I remember. But it was good to see her again. I think the other interesting piece of this is it had a reincarnation storyline. So we get to see our actress in 3 different roles because it spans 3 lifetimes of hers. And our male lead, who is our dragon guy, follows her through these reincarnations. And I can't remember the whole deal with that. I can't remember what it involved. Yeah, he like fell in love with her in the first reincarnation of her. And if I remember, he like hides in her bed as a little snake and she takes care of him. And we do get some shirtless scenes of him. And then I believe he comes back as the guy, but then I don't know if she is murdered, but she definitely gets married off. She dies, comes back as a second character. Shit happens in that one, and then she comes back as the third character, which might have been my favorite because that one is like more, I think that's the warrior version of her. I was obviously just here for the love, but obviously some very good action scenes. I think that the female actors' character portrayals were really fun. I definitely preferred her in the strong role. I think that's the third last one. She had to do so many character changes. But I liked the reincarnation pieces, though kind of annoying because it was like he was starting over, but he would somehow involve himself in her life, whether he was going to try to or not. you know, their fate was intertwined and he loved her or loved her spirit, which I think that was really romantic, that he just followed her reincarnations. Also, I love the idea of reincarnation, and that was a fun piece. In the grand scheme of things, where would I put it in my tier ranking? Did I even rate it? I rated it a 7.5. Others rated it a 7. But I'm such a huge fan of the fantasy genres, and I think I might put it in my chef's kiss category because I really think fondly of it. Yeah, chef's kiss. That's where we're gonna put it. And Dylan Wang was low-key very funny in certain points of this show, and I was not expecting that considering his character. But yeah, and then his devotion, and I liked it. Okay, chef's kiss. We're calling it chef's kiss officially. I just have to find it now. There it is. Miss the Dragon Chef's Kiss. And did I mention that I just saw a clip of that on TikTok and that's why I ended up watching it? I can't remember, but oh, okay, Meet Yourself. If you've watched the Korean drama Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, Meet Yourself is in that scope of things. And I loved this drama from beginning to end. I was 100% invested. This was probably the first Chinese drama that really made me cry. Super, super, super hard. It was super relatable. And I just really liked all the characters that our female lead meets due to her circumstances. The whole story is that she has a really good friend who finds out that she's got like a late stage cancer and loses her good friend, and she needs to go deal with that. So she leaves her job and just goes and moves to like this really small village and is just gonna vacation there because there's like a villa or like a group house that she could stay for like several weeks at. And then she ends up befriending the folks at this house and befriending like this cafe owner, working there. And there's obviously this guy who is trying to bring tourism to the village to keep it going, and it's because it's his hometown. And he came back after like working in stocks and being like a finance guy, or maybe he was in marketing, but he left his job and came home to take care of where he came from. And I just loved the story. I loved the actors. It was a really heartwarming, true story. I've never been so emotionally invested in a Chinese drama. I would actually maybe consider this one gold status if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. And what's sad is it seems like they stole the idea supposedly from Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, but frankly, I thought it was totally different. They may have taken the premise or the idea, but I think it was totally different. They did switch up, because I think in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, the trauma happened to the male lead, whereas the trauma is happening to the female lead. But traumatic stuff also happens to the male lead, but the whole reason that she's in this village is to heal and move on, but she doesn't tell anybody that. But yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. That's probably one of the highest rankings I've ever given a Chinese drama. It was 40 episodes long, 45 minutes. I watched it on Viki. This had Crystal Liu in it, who after this drama, I am a fan. I haven't watched anything else that she's been in. Li Jian, the chemistry was palpable. Even when they were just in the friend zone, I was like, I need them to get together. He was just the air of confidence his character portrayed, and his love for his family and neighbors. He was a green flag of a man. And oh my gosh, the grandmother and I think the little brother of Li Jian's family. Like, there's a whole scene where grandma basically like goes and whoops our young boy's ass, but in the most comedic fashion. And it's just so cute, very heartwarming. They tagged this as like a slow burn romance, which I agree. It had very funny moments, very cute moments, very emotional moments. Definitely one of the best Chinese dramas I've watched, and highly recommend it. I think it is the gold standard, in my opinion, for a Chinese drama. So we are moving it there. Okay, what will be next? Oh, Amidst a Snowstorm of Love. This was another, was this Jackson? No. Who's Jackson? So this had Leo Wu in it, who I had seen previously in Love Like the Galaxy, but I think I might have watched Amidst the Snowstorm first, to be honest. And then it also had Zhao Jin Mei, who I don't think I'd seen her in anything else. Yeah, no, this was the first C-drama I watched with her in it. This was a romance sports Chinese drama. It was 30 episodes long, 45 minutes, and she plays a professional pool player who he also plays a professional pool player, but like in different pool games. And I believe that there's an age gap, but it's a very cutesy Chinese drama. At first, I was a little worried that Leo Wu's character was a little too intense in how much he immediately likes our female character, and she also finds it a little cringe. You know, like it is very much a first love, young love, trying to chase your dreams while also staying connected with those that you're in a relationship with and supporting one another. Also, I found the game Snooker, that's the pool game that a good chunk of these folks compete in, very interesting. So the sports aspect of this one was pretty fun for me. The drama that occurred was, I would say, minimal, not that too dramatic. It did span several years. And God, like, Leo Wu's character was a hustler, both in the pool game and in his future plans and goals in life. Like, he was an overachiever while also being in love. And it was very schmexy at the end. I really thought that the romance was there between the two, and I thought it was cute, but it was, again, very much a PG, to me, C-drama. This was apparently rated teens, 13 or older, so there was a fair amount of smooching. I believe there was insinuated premarital acts, or they just snuggled in their shirts in bed. You know, we all do that too. But where would I rank this within the tier maker? I think that I would call this a cute C-drama, both in the romance, and I just liked the sports piece of it, but it wasn't like iconic to me. I'm not like, oh my God, this is the iconic sports. No, it was a cute one for sure though. So we're gonna leave it there. Oh, everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. I love to hate on it, and there were low-key funny parts, but also just such a mess of a Chinese drama, and just the misunderstanding is so effing ridiculous, and just how dumb are these characters? It puts me in a rage still to this day. But this had Lin Yi in it, so I first saw him in this, and then saw that he was in Smile Code. And I was like, well, he's pretty cute. He was pretty cute and everyone loves me, even though his character was just a complete idiot. Like, how do you not connect the dots? It just was ridiculous. This was only 24 episodes, which is why I was interested in it. It was shorter and it was 45 minutes long, considered 13 up, and 13 and older. It's a comedy romance youth. It's sort of graduating college, starting your life in the real world, and dealing with that along with just life drama. I don't even know where to start. It revolves heavily around gaming and working at a gaming company and just gaming. And though I understand the gaming world and the obsession with it, I was a little like about it. And the drama between Lin Yi and Zhao Yi and the misunderstanding, like they are actually friends online and have been talking to one another for like years, but don't know each other in the real world, whereas she's had a crush on him for a long time, finally confesses, and he just like rejects her, not realizing that it's the person in the chat that he low-key has had a online crush on, if I remember correctly. So he's like, fuck, and has to kind of make up for all of that. And I can't remember why it was titled Everyone Loves Me. I can't remember if it's because everyone usually loves him or it's the opposite, because once he realizes how much he's effed up, he tries to get back in her good graces, and she's like, no, you know, why would I just let you back in, and just is a terror to him. Really sassy. Like, the tag is sassy female lead, and she was definitely sassy, but she was also a little whiny. I think I was less annoyed by her than most, but we did talk about this one in the chat on Twitch, and yeah, so I think in the grand scheme of the Chinese dramas that I've watched, I will call it, it's fine. It's a fine C-drama. Because I did laugh about things. Things did make me chuckle. But the premise was just so ridiculous. Like, I'm still stressed out about how stupid it is. You know, like, how did you not freaking connect the dots? Like, you're in the same college. You're, like, in the same classes, you're into the same, like, just fucking idiot. So ridiculous, and not in like a funny way. I did not find it funny in the least. Just pissed me off, obviously. Oh, okay, so Snowfall, this was right up my alley in everything, because it is a vampire fantasy, I guess a historical Chinese drama. It's a weird one. And also, they just did not stick the landing. I'm actually going to rate it here live as we watch it. I'm gonna give it a 6. And I mean, I watched the whole thing. So it was 24 episodes long. It was 45 minutes. I think this was one, it came out in 2024, but I think it was actually supposed to come out in 2023, and then something happened. But this is a thriller, historical, romance fantasy, and it had Gao Wei Guang and Nana Ouyang, who she is not a Chinese actor. I believe that she is Taiwan. I thought her character was really cute. It's very much a vampire romance that it was like I was reading a vampire romance novel, but in a Chinese drama. And I really liked that. It was, I would say, slow pace. I was a little icked out in regards to the age gap between the male actor and the female actor in both his vampiric form as the character and as the actor himself, because I think at the time she was like 22, 23, and he's in his 40s, if I remember correctly. Will it say how old he is? He's 41. I tried to get the ick away, and I really enjoyed the vampire fiction. I hadn't seen a like 24 episode vampire Chinese drama before. At least I don't remember, and I don't think there's another one on this list. So I was like all here for it, and basically really enjoyed it up until the last episode. The ending, terrible. Also, the character, there's like a sort of villainous protagonist. I believe it's this Ryan Ren. Absolutely annoying. And Guy will not die. There were so many instances where Gao Wei Gong's character, there were so many instances where he was near death, and like, why did this man not die? He is a human. How is he surviving? Also, Tong Jingmei, I feel like, has been in so many Chinese dramas that I've watched, and she's always in a supporting role, and I'm always there when she is here for it. Maggie Huang is like obsessed with Ryan Ren's character, and I don't understand why. She's like digmatized by him, and he wants nothing to do with her, or at least he acts like it. Later on, she finally gets what she wants out of him, but I was just like, what is this riz that this guy is giving off that I don't see? The storyline was also very weird, because there's this mention at the start of the story involving these like stones, and nothing really comes out of it. And then there's just a terribly sad ending where it's like, you think they're finally gonna have like a happy ending off into the sunset. There is a sunset. It's a bullshit sunset. That's what it is. So I'm not gonna say that this was not for me. I'm gonna put it in the painful to watch, because that ending was painful to watch. Not the whole show, just that ending. But that ending really did ruin the entire show for me. There was a lot of annoying stuff that I went through to get to that happy ending, and it was not a happy ending. Because it's like, this is a C-drama. Like, I know I said before that usually it's better when it's kind of a sad ending. It was not better this time around. It was not. But it also kind of followed the rule that I noticed in Korean dramas, where if one character is not human, you do not end up with that non-human character. It may be that you can spend some time together, but it's never a forever type thing. And I don't want to give too much away, but the love interest does eventually become a vampire herself. So it could be that because they are both evil blood-sucking creatures, even though they're both not that way, like he didn't crave blood until some things happen in the story. And then it never gets to the point where he goes on like a rampage or anything. So they were both like safe vampires, but they were both vampires. So they did not live a forever happy life. And that was painful. Because I did eventually get over the age gap, you know? And was like, they're so cute. I kind of like this relationship. Though it was a little strange because it sort of morphs from like father-daughter, maybe big brother vibes over to romance, because she does grow up. And that's also kind of the weird thing, is the whole age gap thing is like, he is a vampire, but at this time he's like 300 years old or some crazy number. And I think when they meet, she's supposed to be like maybe 15, 16. She's young and blind. Like her character and that actor, I wouldn't say that she really had a expanded dramatic role, but that I felt so bad for her character and was really hoping for a better life for her. So yeah, I'm still not over that ending. I probably never will be. Love Game and Eastern Fantasy, I just watched last year. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and it was 32 episodes, and it was a romance wuju fantasy. I watched it for Esther Yu. I've seen her in a romance of the Little Forest, Love Between Fairy and Devil. Is there anything else? No. So she's one of the more popular actors, like, in my opinion. I watched. It also had Zhu Dan again, and Ding Yu-zi was the main role. Hadn't seen him in anything before. He plays kind of a grumpy, dark, mysterious guy that she has to make fall in love with her because she's like inside of her favorite book. I will say that the pacing was a little weird. The whole time I'm watching this one, I'm thinking, how the hell is she going to get out of this book? Because that's the whole thing, is she's not in the real world. She needs to eventually get back to the real world. They had been slightly dropping hints about the writer of this book, because as she is going through the story, it's changing. She's changing it. Not really the way that she remembers or imagines it. And then I get a little confused. I don't think they fully stuck the ending, because they meet in the real world and it was really quick. And I don't know if I liked it or not. Like, I don't know if it was the best choice. And also, it was a little too sudden in my regard, because we had 32 episodes to cover a ton of stuff. And we spent basically all of it up until I think the last 2 episodes getting this guy to like her and going on these different missions that were in the book that she references and talks about. And how, oh, this is different, or I don't remember such and such being here and doing that. So I feel like there was just a disconnect at the very end. But I liked how Esther Yu's character slowly grew on Ding Yuji. I liked her character in it. She just plays the cutesy, bubbly role well, and she's beautiful. So definitely a fan of hers. In the grand scheme of the Chinese dramas that I've watched, where would I put it though? That is the question. I think I'm gonna put it as it's fine. Just because, as I noted, the pacing, the storyline was very disjointed, especially at the end. Like, I feel like I needed more breadcrumbs dropped about the real world writer for me to be as invested as I could have been. I sort of understood it, but then like they did it too quickly. I needed some more details, I think. Or just maybe a full episode in the real world. Because it was like we went from her in the real world reading the most recent book, which that's what she then lives through. But she's like upset about it. She doesn't actually like how the story plot goes. And she's like writing in a forum. And then she goes into the book. And then at like the last episode, we get these little snippets about the writer suddenly. I'm like, why didn't we go into more detail about the writer and figure all this out? It was just like, what the fuck? Okay, Romance of the Little Forest. So this was probably one of the cringier C-dramas I watched. I just could not connect to this one. Even though it had my favorite actress in it, she was cute, but like the guy that was playing the male lead, that I just did not feel any sort of way about him or them being together. I did like the fact that he was a botany professor. I thought that was fun. This was a comedy romance life. It was 35 episodes, 45 minutes long, rated G. It was on Viki. Yeah, it had Vin Zhang in it. And oh yeah, he was in Fireworks of My Heart. I also saw him on Here We Meet Again. It just was a miss for me. And I just could not connect with the characters. The story was kind of blah. I just, he was like a cold male lead and she was like bubbly, like, you gotta love me, blah, 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 and she just sort of invades in his life. I think I'm just gonna put this might be a not for me. It was a not for me. That's where I'm gonna put it. I'm so sorry if anyone liked it. I gave it a 6/10. Other people gave it an 8. So this might be very much a hot take, but this just was not the drama for me. You Are My Lover Friend. This was a 2024 Chinese drama that I watched. And why did I watch it? I think I literally watched it for the poster, and there was somebody else in the chat that has started it and they enjoyed it. It's 30 episodes and 45 minutes long. I would say the romance was very much a slow burn. The male lead realizes he has a crush or has liked his longtime female best friend in more than a friendship way, and they're just living their lives and slowly partner up. I would say it's kind of I wouldn't call it boring, okay? But the drama was really more on Wang Yuwen's side of things. She plays like a banker, like she works for a bank and is like a financial advisor and like is in charge of a lot of stuff. So I liked her role in the community and like helping these shop owners. And then that's also where our green flag future boyfriend is involved. But I'd never seen her in anything, so this was the first drama I've watched her in, and I'd say she was pretty good. This also had Zhang Shi Shin. This was the first drama I'd seen him in as well, so I was just kind of giving it a go to give it a go. I liked the little school flashbacks. It was very wholesome. I liked how supportive he was and how supportive she was of his entrepreneurship and how they partnered up on a lot of stuff to like help their communities and their families and whatnot. This was rated 13 and older, which is interesting because really not a lot of stuff happens. But where would I rank it in the grand scheme of things? I'm gonna actually call this just a decent Chinese drama. It was a little better than It's Fine, just because the female lead really had some interesting, I wouldn't want her job, let me put it that way, and she handled it with grace. And I liked how it ended. There was like a wedding scene, but it was kind of different and kind of perfect for that couple and their backstory. So it was overall like a cute, decent one. So on to the wheel. Oh my God. Okay. Mr. Bad might be one of my favorite ones. This had Jin Ji Wan and again Shin Yi. Are we noticing a pattern? And I don't even know how to describe this one. It's a comedy romance fantasy where basically a character from a story comes out into the real world and becomes her neighbor and love interest. It's kind of hilarious. The comedy was really good. There was also some very touching, sad moments in this one. Jin Ji Wan, I loved in it. for having such like a soft looking face, he low-key was terrifying in moments of this one. I think I'd call this a chef's kiss of a K-drama. I almost said K-drama. I think I'll call this a chef's kiss of a C-drama. Or it's low-key iconic. I'm torn between kiss and iconic. Because again, this woman can have chemistry with a fucking rock. I don't think that she was really carrying this actor like she was with our guy in Smile Code. So like the chemistry was good with both. But I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm really torn between chef's kiss and low-key iconic. I think I'm going to put it in the chef's kiss. Yeah, we're chef's kiss in that one. We're getting to the end, guys. We got a few more to go, but it's happening. Okay. Oh my God. The Double. The Double is wild. This was probably one of the first wild C-dramas I've ever watched. The start was insane, and then the insanity just kept rolling, and then it finally calmed down in like the last 10 episodes. So this was a 40 episode Chinese drama, 50 minutes long. It was a historical mystery. It's identity swap, smart female lead, 100%, but also like crazy retribution, betrayal, injustice, slight romance for sure. I could have used more. That would be the only disappointing thing about this Chinese drama. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, one of the higher rankings I've given a Chinese drama. But this had Wu Jin, oh my gosh, I'm so bad with anyone's name, Wu Jin Yan and Wang Jing Yu, who, again, he was also in Amidst a Snowstorm of Love. He played like the brother of the female lead, and he also had a little romance, I guess. Well, he was dealing with an ex, I remember that. Crazy pills of a C-drama. Yeah, I would say like we didn't get a fully good happy ending. We did get retribution for the girl who we steal the identity of, because yes, there's a whole identity theft situation. It is cuckoo bananas. I've never watched a first episode of a C-drama with my mouth wide open. Oh, and this was considered 15 plus. So I don't know if I would call this 15 plus, but I definitely was like shooketh to my core with how this drama started and where it went. It got a little crazy and confusing towards the end, and then they definitely focused way too long on some of the supporting cast at the very end. Like, those that needed their comeuppance, they could have sped those comeuppance up way faster and not focused on them. But I kind of liked the fact that she tortured her. I'm going to call him ex-husband. There's a whole mess with him. I don't even want to start. I've talked about this one and I don't want to give anything away, but she is basically accused of cheating on her husband with someone. She wakes up from being drugged in another man's arms. Her husband finds her and buries her alive. She gets out. She's rescued by this other woman who's like in this sort of convent imprisonment place. That woman gets beat to death, and she's like, I'm gonna take your place. I'm gonna get, retribution for what happened to you and why you were sent here. And I'm also gonna get revenge on me, the person who's dying today, kind of thing. I was shook at that. I'd never seen a Chinese drama like that. The characters were so great, so smart, so crazy. Would I call this a gold standard of a C-drama though? Maybe not, because again, it kind of fell at the end. Like, they had 40 episodes. They could have done so much, and I'd say that they covered a lot. But then they covered things that I think was not necessary. And then the ending I was very disappointed with, because we kind of got a happy ending, but kind of not. So where would I rank this? Because this start was so shooketh. I think I'm going to put it as low-key iconic. It has imprinted on my soul. So we're going to put it there. I'm really shocked I haven't gotten the first one I ever watched, because I'm just so ready to badmouth it. A female student arrives at the Imperial College. I just like saying the title of that one. That is a long title, okay? So I gave this a 7.5. This was a 30 episode C-drama, 45 minutes. I watched this one on Viki. Zhao Lucy was in it. She's pretty much the reason I watched it. It also had Zhu Kei Cheng, who I had never seen in anything before. Rin Hiao, I don't recognize either. So this was a historical mystery comedy romance. And I guess in the tags, it has it as reverse harem. So she kind of did have a few guys kind of vying for her affection. But frankly, I don't remember a ton of what happened. Like, I remember her character, the female lead, being super cute. But I don't remember any of the mystery that happened or really the struggle, the drama. I know that she wanted to go there. It says in the description that she wanted to fulfill her deceased brother's dream of studying at the Imperial College. I vaguely remember that. I really don't remember a lot of this drama. I'm sad to say. I'm racking my brain. I know that it was pretty tense with her being at the Imperial College because I think at the time it was only males and she was the only female and she just causes hijinks. She was a crazy character. Yeah, I'm watching this trailer and I recognize a few of these scenes, but I don't remember a lot of the plot or the storyline. So that's never boding well. That definitely tells me that they did not use the 30 episodes wisely. But I remember thinking that it was cute. I don't know where to put it because I really don't remember a lot of what happened into it. So I'm going to put that it was fine because I have fond memories of it, but maybe I should just put that it was not for me because I really don't remember a ton of it. I don't know. Because it wasn't painful to watch. We'll just say it was fine because I really don't remember. Man, I feel like this wheel is saving the worst for last because there are 2, 3 that I'm ready to just roast. Love Like the Galaxy Part 1, which I wonder if there's Love Like the Galaxy Part 2 because I think I changed. We may accidentally get that, but if so, we'll skip. But Love Like the Galaxy Part 1 and 2, these were historical, mystery, romance, political D-dramas. Part 1 was 27 episodes. Part 2 was 29. There was a lot. This had Leah Wu in it and Zhao Lucy. And I know I was disappointed in the ending. Okay, so similar to Amidst a Snowstorm of Love, Leah Wu is kind of low-key obsessed with our girl, and I see why. I will say, I don't remember the ending to it. I know it was kind of happy, but I feel like he went off to war and she just supported that. It was kind of one of those things. So I don't really like that ending. I would like a happy, fully happy ending. But I did Love Like the Galaxy Part 1 and 2. I watched the whole thing and boy was just obsessed with our girl. I think that their chemistry was really good. What I consider, I didn't cry too hard. Even he had a pretty dark backstory if I remember correctly. So I think I'm gonna put it in the good category. It was a good C-drama. She and Her Perfect Husband. This was probably one of the more modern and open-minded D-dramas I'd watched before. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. It was a law romance drama. Not a lot of law work was happening though in this. It was 40 episodes long, 45 minutes each, kind of older woman, younger guy, age gap, fake marriage, you could say, because basically Young Mi plays a lawyer who the only way to get promoted is she needs to get her family involved. But the thing is, she doesn't have a family. She's been lying, saying that she's been married and has a kid and officially has to bring them into the fold, and well, they don't exist. So she meets this guy, Zhu K, who I had seen before in Falling Into Your Smile, which that is not, I dropped that one. I never finished it, which is why it's not on this completed list. At least it shouldn't be. And they basically, have a fake marriage, a convenience. He kind of has a very strange outlook on life. She just sort of accepts him for who he is, which I think is very admirable of her. And she's very open-minded about their relationship because obviously it does sort of grow and blossom. They do end up getting divorced so that they can then be together, if that makes sense. But I would say it was definitely a different type of Chinese drama. I would compare it to a melodrama, but it's not labeled as that. Had some very funny moments, some very thinking moments, but overall it was a very nice Chinese drama. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't feel like the episodes took too long, but they definitely filled up those episodes with like not a lot of romance. There were some interesting conversations between the male lead and the female lead, which were fun. And yeah, like them just trying to like get married life together. It was fun. So I think I'm gonna call this a cute C-drama. I do think fondly on it. Okay, we're getting close. Oh my god. All right, My Girlfriend is an Alien. Part 1 and part 2, or season 1 and season 2. So much amnesia. The alien aspect of it was ridiculous. Wang Ping was okay. Bai Thisik, I watched it. Like, I got through this one. I mean, it was a comedy romance fantasy. She was bubbly for an alien. He was kind of cold for a human. I can't remember, like, how she affects him in episode 1, but I'm pretty sure, like, he gets amnesia, or, like, he keeps having these, like, memory gaps. Either way, it's rated G, 28 episodes, 45 minutes. That's each show though, because there were 2 pieces. Like, there's season 2 as well, which that was 30 episodes. I felt like Bai Thas, I cannot say his name, Bai Thasapek Su was a little better in this main role. And they just switched the whole plot though, where she, I believe, got amnesia. Just so much amnesia. They just really, really relied on the amnesia crutch. And due to that, and just the insanity, and there are 2 here. I'm gonna put them as not for me, even though I literally watched 2 seasons of it. It was just not for me. Like, I'm a little embarrassed that I watched it and then kept going. I'm a completionist. I think that's why. Okay, Time to Fall in Love. Whenever I see this poster, I like do not remember this drama at all, but I know I watched it. Yeah, she was like a live streamer. Yeah, I remember the premise being very strange, and also the male actor, his nose driving me crazy. Oh yeah, doesn't she end up living with him too? So this was a comedy romance, identical twin switcheroo, or twin exchange contract relationship. Basically, our CEO main lead is cold, but also low-key a big softie, and is guilted by his grandmother to get married. She basically is like, you're gonna marry this girl. And so he meets up with her. Well, he thinks he meets up with her, but really he ends up meeting up with her twin sister, who takes her place because I can't remember the reason, but her twin sister is a flake. They actually are at odds, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so she ends up living with him and I believe working at his company. And she's a vlogger and makeup artist, and they fall in love. Luo Zhang, I remember his character giving me some slight cringe. Like, I just didn't feel like his acting was up to par with Jin Yi. I just didn't see it. And also the premise was a little weird. The twin sister drama was, I don't remember. I know it was there, but I was just like, why do I care? So I think I'm gonna put this as, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it as it's fine, because there were some pretty funny moments in it, and his being guilt tripped by his grandmother was actually pretty funny when I watched it. But there's 24, it's also only 24 episodes, but it's still, I still don't remember a lot of what happened into it. I think because a lot of it wasn't, all that important. I know that like our girl got hurt. They had to learn from their mistakes, kind of bullshit. I was like, okay. Oh my gosh, Meteor Garden. I feel like Meteor Garden, wasn't that a remake from a K-drama? I think that's why I watched it. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. Has the average of 7.9. It was 50 episodes, 45 minutes. I will say I remember it being a long one. but it also had Dylan Wong in it, who Shin Yu calls a pineapple head because his hair was ridiculous in it. I would say it was very fun. I think already I know where I want to put it. I'm going to put it in the cute category, because even though it was long and there was a lot of unnecessary stuff and drama, it was still cute for a C-drama. But this was a comedy romance youth drama, and it was adapted. Oh yeah, it was adapted from a manga, which I believe there was also a Korean drama adapted from that same manga. I don't think they called it Meteor Garden though, but I'm pretty sure it was Boys Over Flowers. If I might be wrong, but that feels right. Either way, Shin Yu did amazing. Dylan Wong's character was such a little punk at the start, and he slowly got better over time. But yeah, it was a cute Chinese drama. Here we meet again. I don't know why I had to sing it out. Okay, Here We Meet Again. This was a comedy romance. I guess rich woman versus poor man. I mean, that's what they have in the tags. First love returns into the fold. This was 32 episodes and 45 minutes long. I remember Vin Zhang's character being super serious. He was very much, I'm gonna fight for my dreams and be a navigation engineer, and the project that they work on was very interesting, very fascinating industry, the company that he worked in, but because I think they were making like a navigation system, like their very own, and Janice Wu's character was like project managing it. They had their past where she had the biggest crush on him and he just low-key, was not interested or acted like he wasn't, because she comes from a wealthy family and he does not. So they have just a different background, but obviously they overcome and get together. I know that I'd seen him in other C-dramas, but I had not seen her in anything. It was definitely a longer one. Like, I don't remember all the scenes. I remember vividly like a bunch of office drama occurring. So I think I'm gonna call this a decent Chinese drama. I do think fondly on it, but it just wasn't, it wasn't anything spectacular in my opinion for like a Chinese drama in the grand scheme of the ones that I watched. Oh my God, count your lucky stars. So I did not like this drama. I kept going because I thought maybe it would get better, but the male lead was he even acting? I think also he just looked a little odd to me. Oh, it had Miles Way in it, but it also had Shin Yu. So my whole thing of like, oh my God, she could have chemistry with a paper bag or a rock, whatever I said earlier. She did not have chemistry with him. And I don't think that it was her fault. He was just, I don't know. I had never seen him in anything. I liked her story arc and like the things that she overcame. I liked the fashion industry. I liked the fact that she was like a seamstress and like wanted to be a clothing fashion designer. This was 34 episodes. It did not need to have 34 episodes. 45 minutes. It was supposed to be a 15 and older Chinese drama, business comedy, romance, life drama. Unlucky female lead, definitely so. I don't know. His character, it was like he was mumbling and in another language. I don't know if he's a popular actor or not, but I was kind of and I frankly am putting it in painful to watch. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I think I was being nice that day. Okay, we have 4 left, and okay, When a Snail Falls in Love, this was the first one I ever watched, and I don't know why I watched it and why I didn't drop it. I did not watch another C-drama that year because of this one. I'm just gonna say it was not for me, but I don't know who liked it. It was the slowest Chinese drama I'd ever watched. Also, it was the first, but like each episode was so freaking slow and nothing was really accomplished. And I just did not understand. Like, it was supposed to be like a mystery kind of crime thriller. There was no thriller. I was not thrilled by anything in this one. And this was in 2016. It was 21 episodes. So like one of the shorter ones, and it still felt forever, and only 30 minutes. Yeah, just not a fan of that one. was not a fan. We got 3 left. Hidden Love. Okay, Hidden Love, probably one of my favorite C-dramas that I've watched. Of all the C-dramas I've watched, I just really liked the premise that our girl had the biggest crush on this guy, kept it to herself, that's why it's called Hidden Love, and ended up with him. And then she still barely told him, you know, till she didn't fully confess until he confessed, which I say that was wise. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Everyone else out there, it's got like a 9 rating. It was 25 episodes, 45 minutes. This was like a comedy, romance, life, youth drama. Had Jalousie, who I love, and oh, surprise, surprise, their chemistry, it was like sweet chemistry. Very slow burn. I thought it was very cute. I loved every moment of this one. And consider it kind of a gold standard in my K-drama. And consider it a gold standard in my C-drama watching life. I really enjoyed that one. All right, we have 2 left, which this one was The Wandering Earth. This was just a Chinese movie. Oh, I'm missing You Are My Glory and Who Rules the World. I don't know why it's not in this spinner. That sucks, but it's here anyway, so we'll get to it. So Wandering Earth, that was just a movie. It was 2 hours and 5 minutes long. I don't recognize any of the Chinese actors except for Zhao Jinmei, who I'm pretty sure I watched it for her and she was just a supporting role. But it was an action-adventure drama sci-fi movie, kind of a apocalyptic future dystopian space kind of thing, and it was very action-packed. Not a lot of important dialogue. There was a decent amount of like drama, but let's move on, we got to wrap it up kind of pace. So I'm gonna call it decent in this ranking. And then last on the wheel, but not last on the list, is Love Between Fairy and Devil. So this had Esther Yu and Dylan Wong. I liked it. It was a comedy romance wuxia fantasy. It was 36 episodes, 45 minutes. Watched this one on Viki. It's also on Netflix now, which is pretty cool. I liked the story. I liked the characters. Very, very much up my alley. So I'm gonna call it a good C-drama. And then Who Rules the World, I consider a chef's kiss. This was 40 episodes and 45 minutes long. Watched this one on Netflix. It has Yang Yang again and Jalousie. I like that our female actress is, because I think they're like in martial arts land. So there's a lot of fantasy action. They're both on a mission to, I can't remember, discover a knife or a stone or something to rule the world, basically. I'd say the characters, the chemistry is really good. I liked the pace. Very funny, very sweet, very action-packed. And they both did a really good job in their roles, I will say. So yeah, so it's definitely a chef's kiss. And then last but not least, You Are My Glory. This was like, what a supportive woman. But I could not believe that Yang Yang was a scientist. So this was a comedy romance life drama. 32 episodes, actually only 35 minutes long, which I liked the pacing of that. I liked its length. And I think that it being 32 episodes and only 30 minutes, I enjoyed it. So the whole original premise is like she is some sort of influencer, or she's an actress and like pretty well known. And she's about to judge, again, a gaming competition or be a part of that. And she needs to learn to play the game. And she knows Yang Yang from the past. And I think like they were friends. I can't remember if she had a crush on him or he had a crush on her. Somebody had a crush, I'm pretty sure. But he helps her learn the video game thing, and then their relationship grows, and then she just becomes kind of like a supportive, healthy partner in helping him achieve his goals, which is, you know, he works for the Chinese space program, if I remember correctly, towards the end. And oh yeah, he's an aerospace engineer and a gaming pro. Like, whoa. He is very cute, but yeah, I think because he is just so attractive, I found it very hard to believe that he was the aerospace engineer. Like, he's just too attractive, even in the glasses. But they made the space stuff like very top secret and very important. Like, they're doing important work, which it felt very preachy. It was like a 13 plus rated Chinese drama. I'm torn between calling it a good one and a cute one, but I think I'm gonna call it a good one. And that is all the Chinese dramas that I have watched. And it has been 2 hours since I started recording. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tier list of all the Chinese dramas I've watched and where I ranked them. Let me know what you would rank the Chinese dramas you've watched in the comments below. And thanks so much for staying to the end to hear my goodbyes. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I stream every weekend. Watching K-dramas. Sadly not C-dramas, but we definitely talk about them. And make sure to follow me on my Instagram, on my TikTok, and YouTube here as well. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!